why do we get to a place and you don't greet people? It's giving Onanhlonipho. Where is your respect? Did you leave it where the sun does not shine? Guess who's back? I'm back. That's good. Welcome back to my palace. I am the female king, Shady Bassie Kganyago. If you're new, welcome, and I will give you until the end of the video to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so today's video, some will find interesting, some will find boring, but I'm not here to entertain. Okay, with this video is not for entertainment purposes, it's more of education purposes, right? Or maybe a story time. I don't know. I don't know, but I ensure in all of my videos that I leave some sort of lesson at the end of the video. So if you don't watch the video until the end, you'll think it's just entertainment, but the juices and the gems, the diamonds, the rubies are right at the end of the video. So if you don't watch until the end, you're gonna feel like yeah, this is not for me. But of course, my content is not for everyone, and that I understand. I'm not gonna force anyone to watch my channel. So yeah, without rambling any further, let's get straight into it. First things first, disclaimer. I'm feeling nauseous and I have a toothache, but right now it's a bit, it's terrible too, you know. So I've got until then to shoot this video, plus I'm also cooking, so disaster. So I just want to speak about interviews, right? Interviews, and also, since while I know different people are watching my channel, why don't people in HR or people in I don't know where leave also some tips and tricks to have a killer CV or whatever the case may be, or what you should do in your interview, things like that, right? So I'm gonna talk about my experience. I'm not gonna give you guys tips because I've never signed an employment contract in my life, so I'm probably the worst person to give you advice about securing a job. But I just want to quickly talk about the diversity of interviews and if you've never been to an interview, so I'm gonna give you an idea of what to expect. So here, let me check my pods so we can talk properly without any disturbances, right? I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. Yeah, so with my first interview, I think I can't remember, I think I was 20. If not 20, I was 19. So I went for this interview. I'm not gonna say where, I'm not gonna say with who, you know, no. So I went there. I was nervous, I was stunning. I greeted everyone, okay? Because I mean, you don't get to a place and not greet people. It's not something you need to do to score the job, but why do you get to a place and you don't greet people? It's giving Onanhlonipho. Where is your respect? Did you leave it where the sun does not shine? So yeah, I went for my first interview. I was looking gorgeous with my afro out. I think I had the same hairstyle. Yep, I had the same hairstyle, no makeup whatsoever. I was gorgeous. I let my skin do the thing. So I was early. I was really early. I like to be early so I can calm myself down, right? I know internet will say, hey, whatever the internet says, guys, I really don't care about the internet as long as I'm there on time or early so that I can calm myself down, right? I got there very early, and yeah, the one thing you should not do is be on your phone. They also told me that don't be on your phone. Futhi, it was one of the cleaners that said don't be on your phone. So I really like that cleaner so much. Wait, don't they have another name? Like, I get, you know, helpers have house manager. We call them house managers these days. Don't like cleaners have another name? Because like cleaner, hey, it needs a more sophisticated name, because these people make sure the company looks pashush, it looks clean, it smells great. So they need a proper name besides cleaner. I don't like that name. So anyways, yeah, she said I look sexy. So she was very confident that I was going to get the job. I was like, oh, okay, these people are nice. From the receptionist, everyone is just nice. Everybody is just smiling. Right until to the manager, because he was the one interviewing me. There was only one person in the interview room. So obviously he asked me how I was. And I was like, hey, I'm nervous. Obviously not like that, but I said, I'm nervous. How are you? He's like, no, relax. That man made sure I was calm. That man made sure I can speak properly, because who can, like, if you're gonna try to speak when you're really nervous, you're just gonna stumble and ramble and not make any sense. So that man made sure that I was comfortable and I could speak properly. He's like, no, relax, it's not gonna be difficult, we're gonna just have a conversation. That conversation was very formal. It was a formal conversation, and he asked me the interview questions, but it was more like a conversation. That interview style, top notch, cherry on top. I don't know if he's watching this video, but I'm taking my chances. Shout out to you. Keep it up, because that kind of interview style or conversation style or whatever they call it is top tier things. Because what, I nailed that interview, but I did not get the job because of certain things that I will not discuss with you guys. So yeah, it was a great interview. I left, and then I got another interview. I think it was about sales. I can't remember the first position, but the second one was definitely sales. Tell me about yourself is one question I don't like, because it's such a broad thing. What do you want to talk about? Because now you get somebody like me, beginner tennis player, YouTuber, crochet artist slash business owner, because I make crochet clothing and I sell them, and that is business. So where do I even start? Do they want to know about my personality? Do they want to know about my weaknesses? And this is the part where the HR people come in, or people who recruit people, or whatever. They come in and say, when they say, tell me about yourself, this is the guideline. But yeah, I remember answering the question. I gave them everything there is to know about me. And yeah, it was one person again. But with that guy, I don't know. Obviously, people are different, right? And they've got different interview styles. So with me, I went in thinking, oh, maybe the next interview will be like the very, like what the hell? The first interview will be similar to the second one. But the second one was slightly different, because we did not go to a boardroom, we were right where people are working. So I was also like, social anxiety. I was right there and being interviewed, and yeah, it was okay, but I still prefer my first interview compared to any other interview I went to. So that interview was not my favorite. And let me rate my interviews, right? Rating my interviews. I went for 3 interviews so far. The first one, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10, because there's no way you're gonna get a 10 out of 10. There's always room for improvement, even though I don't know where we could have improved, or maybe the business side of things is where I could have tried to improve things. But a solid 8 out of 10. But for the manager, a 10 out of 10. The interview, 8 out of 10. The second one, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, because I felt like he could have done more. He could have done more, and I don't know, man. Like, the interview did not give me that thing, I wanna get this job. It was just so bland. I'm sorry, but it was very bland, and you go from high to low very quickly. So the first thing about that interview, that danger was just very weird. First thing, we struggled to find taxis from Joburg to the area. Hey, did we not struggle? But we still arrived on time, got time to relax and stuff. But that interview, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Same applies with the interviewer. I don't know. Was he the manager as well? I don't know. And then the third interview, there were 3 people. So there was the supervisor, the manager, I don't know, but I think there was the supervisor, manager, and then there was the HR person, the HR guy. So with this interview, I went in confident and not nervous until they started asking me questions. Those scenario questions? Those scenario questions threw me off, and I knew while they were still interviewing me for this job is not mine. I knew that I failed the interview because I was not prepared for 3 people. In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get one person, we will have a conversation, we're gonna understand each other, and we're gonna like each other. Or some, one of them really liked me because she kept on giving me a smile. Okay, they were all, the 2 ladies were giving me smiles, right? and maybe they could tell I went from not being nervous to being nervous and to being really irritated. So, not irritated by the interview, but the questions that they were asking me were fair enough, but for somebody without experience, it was very tricky for me to answer those questions. But what can I say? What can I say? I'm trying to score a job here. So, yeah, that interview for me, it was bad. It was really bad. I don't want anyone to be scared of being interviewed by 3 people. So I'm not going to rate this one for that particular reason. I want you to go in confident, and I want you to answer those questions. Each and every one of them. Answer them. Even if the question is hard, take your time. Take your time, think about it, and then answer. Don't rush to answer the questions. Take your time, because you will ramble and you will not make you will ramble and you will not make sense, and nobody wants to be listening to somebody who does not make sense. And your interview will be this short, and that interview was so long. I don't know if it's because I did not like the interview, but it became so long. I felt like I was in there for 2 hours. I don't know how long I was in there, but but the 2 ladies, I can tell that they're very nice people. They're not very difficult people. The guy is very strict. The guy was strict. Hey, no smile whatsoever, even though he cracked a joke here and there. After when he was asking me those questions, I looked at him, looking for maybe reassuring smile, something, nothing. That man was like, and they will wait for you to answer the question, say. They will give you a question, look at you, actually like this. And you're also like, because you don't know how to answer the question. Like, you are like, huh? So yeah, that last interview was not my favorite interview. So far, I have not went for any other interview, and I'm glad. I'm very happy that I don't go for interviews, or I don't get invited to interviews, even though like it's disappointing. I'm not really hurt, because the last one, I feel like it left a scar somewhere inside my heart, and maybe sort of bruised my confidence. But don't be scared. We are not the same. Interviews are not the same. And I did say I'm kind of sick now. I feel like throwing up, and I haven't eaten anything, and the time is 5 to 12. And I still did not eat anything because I've been feeling nauseous, hence I'm cooking proper food. I want to eat something very solid, drink my panados, and sleep. So yeah, that's just everything there is to know about my interviews, right? Other people can say, no, interviews are great, blah, blah. And I don't get the whole thing at the interviews. Of course, they must choose the best out of the bunch who are getting interviewed. But, some of us are not good when it comes to selling ourselves. We are good when it comes to doing the work. That is what will sell us for us. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching until the end. Please remember to subscribe, to tell your friends about me. Please remember to like or dislike. If you're going to dislike, then give me a reason why you dislike the video so I can work on it. And so right? So please remember to subscribe and tell your friends about me, and let them know to tell their friends about me, and then they can tell their friends to tell their friends to tell their friends' friends about me. So yeah, bye.